So, welcome. We again welcome all the representatives of the training institutes, and now in this second session, see, we would like to answer all the queries which have been raised by our training institutions. So, this session we will be exclusively devoting to take up those issues, and then thereafter even something may remain unanswered, we do not know. So such kind of things can be raised by the people from their respective links, so that we will take up in the third session. So that is how we will go ahead, because just few minutes back also I had a talk with Captain Pesimam that he suggested this thing, but from here also we were planning in that way only, and that is how Captain Baratkar suggested. So now, see, now there is a query for discussion, that is semester 3, 4, 5 cadets are submitting carbon or Xerox copies of the assignments. Can they be asked to submit the originals? So Captain Baratkar will.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. West. We have got actually 6 questions over here in this, which have been raised by various institutes, and I think they are applicable to all the institutes. All the institutes should be really interested in knowing what the answers are. So the first one is that 3rd, 4th and 5th semester cadets are submitting carbon or a Xerox copy of the assignments. Can they be asked to submit the original? We had kept the originals with the cadets themselves who are sailing over there, because there is always a possibility of the carbon copy or a Xerox copy getting lost in transit, and then they will come back saying that we had sent it. We will go back to them, institutes will go back saying we did not receive it. So there should be an original with the cadet itself, and institute, if it doesn't receive it in time, we expect that the institutes will be continuously in touch with the cadets, and they will be following it up on their computer as to how many months sea time he has completed, whether he is sending his assignments every 3rd month or not. This is the institute's job virtually, and thereafter when they don't receive it, then they will go back to him saying that send another copy of it, and the original will be intact. Also, we found out that there will be less chances of the original being fudged rather than this one. There always these things happen, and therefore it should be Xerox copy. As long as the copy is legible, I don't see any problems in that. If the copy is not legible, go back to your student and say, please send another one. The next question will be bridge watch. Total, how many watches should the cadets perform? If a cadet is only keeping 2 hours of bridge watch per day, he may not be able to complete the required number of watches. In this case, do we stop him from appearing for exams? Should we inform the companies accordingly? Bridge watch keeping, whatever that he is doing out at sea, must comply with the STCW requirements. STCW requirements want that the cadet does 6 months of bridge watch keeping. 6 months of bridge watch keeping will be 180 multiplied by 8 hours of watch keeping. If you look at it the other way, 6 months of watch keeping in 3 semesters of 6 months each, that means 2 months of watch keeping and 4 months of other work to be done by him. That means 1 day in every 3 days he must spend in watch keeping, and he complies with the requirements that are there. Presently the companies are doing it in different ways. Good companies are doing it in different ways. One is that he does 4 hours of watch keeping in the morning along with the chief officer, 4 to 8. Then he goes and does some day work. If chief officer is good, he gives him some time for doing his studies, 1 or 2 hours during the day. And then he again goes back 4 to 8 on the evening watch, 12 hours with proper in between, 16 hours with the proper rest hours in between, etc. It should be possible for the cadets to follow this kind of a system. Second system is that some of the companies follow that they do 2 hours in the morning, 4 to 6 with the chief officer, and then they will go out from 7 o'clock onwards for day work up to 5 o'clock, and then they'll again go at 6 to 8 in the evening. They've done 4 hours of watch every day, more than sufficient, as far as your the total period is concerned, it is up to each company to work out how their officers should be trained. Some companies may want 8 hours of watch and 4 hours of day work. We are not we are adverse to any of the alternatives that may be put up by the companies. It is up to the companies to decide what kind of officers ultimately they want to make and accordingly decide. If you have any queries on this, we will only come back to you
in the next
session, and not now, because we will continuously follow up the questionnaire which we have got, and you should go on receiving whatever we are talking from here. How many port watches should the cadet perform? The port watches could be generally 6 on, 6 off, 12 on, 6 off, 6 on, 12 off. That is how it goes. So some of the watches kept by them will be 6 hours, some of the watches kept by them may be 12 hours. Generally we are looking forward to the cadets doing 60 watches. The provision has been made in your record book for 60 such watches to be kept. If some companies want their cadets to do more watches, there will be no problems. They can have more watches, but not less than 60. This book must be completed by them. A watchkeeping certificate must be signed by the ship's training officer as well as the captain. How are the marks to be awarded for additional shipboard tasks if the cadet has not sailed on that type of the ship? What should be done? If the cadet has, there are now number of ships which are specialized carriers, and if you go on looking at it, there will be so many of them that it is just not possible for a cadet to sail on all the specialized carriers. It is a common practice among good ship owners to have their cadet do at least 2 ships, one bulk carrier and another container carrier, or a bulk carrier and a tanker. There are some companies where only they have, like Mediterranean Shipping Company, where there are only container ships. They don't have any tankers or any other bulk carriers. So, and cadets have to be placed on all these ships. So, basically, the Section 6 tasks are for a general ship. Whether it is, whatever are the tasks which are related to the pilot, whatever are the tasks which are related to bridge watches, whatever the tasks that are related to various things, these are all common tasks basically in Section 6. And then we have got a separate section on Section 6 for tankers, where if generally, because 50% of the world fleet being tankers, then normally you will find that they normally would like the cadets to also be going on the tanker. That's why some special emphasis has been given. And then the forest product carriers and container ships and bulk carriers are being covered only in Section 7 and thereafter basically. So cadet, if he doesn't serve on the tanker, he doesn't fill up that part of BNAL 31T or BNAL 41T or BNAL 51T. That part is always addressed with a T over there. That is the section which is for the task for tankers. He doesn't fill up that because he has never been on a tanker. It doesn't mean he will not be asked questions on tankers at the second mate's level. There is no such guarantee that because when a second mate is being given, a certificate of competency is being given, he thereafter goes as a third officer on any ship, whether it's a forest product carrier, whether it's a tanker, whether it's a container ship. And as is presently the practice, there is no separate syllabus for such things. It is all contained in one syllabus. But he doesn't answer those and he doesn't fill up that part. All institute has to say when they are sending his mark sheet across to IGNOU with their own certificate, say that he has not been on a tanker, he has been only on a bulk carrier and a container carrier, and therefore 11 questions related to bulk carrier, 10 questions related to container ships, so whatever 9 questions, they are answered over here by him and he is passed in that. There is no marking for that, but for passing, the individual institutes must assess that at least he would be able to get 50% in his answer which they have got from the various institutes as regards that additional tasks are concerned. As far as the regular tasks are concerned, they are general and they can be answered and marked basically. So that is how the marks are awarded for additional shipboard tasks. There are no marks. He either passes or he doesn't pass. If at all he has done only 9 out of 11 questions and 2 questions could not be done by him when he was on a particular type of a ship, it must be mentioned by the cadet that this question cannot be answered by me because the ship doesn't have this equipment on which we have told him to work. He just mentions that, institute approves that and signs it and sends it across. He may be asked questions by the surveyor when he goes for his examination at the end of it, because he will not be, he won't be able to say, oh, that ship did not have equipment, I don't know how it works. Sorry, that will not be permitted. He will have to keep his answers ready. The task summary sheet in the cadet's record book has no provision for writing name or roll number. We are getting number of summary sheets without names and roll numbers. What are we to do with these sheets? Now, to our knowledge, you take any of these tasks over here, and there is a task summary chart over here, TSC it is being called. This is a task summary chart over there, which is called TSC. Now over here you have got numbers: plan a voyage and conduct navigation. 1.1.1, 1.1.2 to 1.4.2 it goes on, 2.1.1 to 2.3.4 it goes on. For each one of these boxes there is the task over here, and when it is done, it is signed by the master and the shipboard training officer. Then you will find on the left hand side there is 1.1, prepare the vessel for sea. I am now talking about page number 54 of your cadet record book. And over here you have got 1.1.1, use of pre-departure checklist on the ship. 1.1.2, on the left hand side you have got the marks, the boxes over here, which will give you the numbers, and the same numbers are repeated over here to our knowledge. If there has been 1 or 2 numbers which are either incorrect, where either 1.2.6 has not been reported over there, and then we will correct the boxes and we will include that. Please do let us know specifically. My personal request is to those who have made this recommendation. They're saying that it should be there. The numbers are there. There may be 1 or 2 numbers which are not. What is in the boxes in the numbers for TSC are not included, or this is not included there, or whichever. Please do let us know, and we will, when the record book goes for the next print, we'll try and introduce all those numbers. Now, as regards the name of the cadet over there, we have been expecting that the institutes, the companies which are sending the task sheets, task sheet charts from various destinations, they will have a covering letter saying that from the master, because it is TSC has been signed by master as well as STO. We expected that there will be a covering letter from the company or for the company ship saying that we are including TSC in respect of cadet so and so, who has been serving on our board so and so, basically. And then thereafter the institute will just write the cadet's name on that and endorse that particular TSC to that extent. But as a corrective measure, we will also now include the cadet's name and enrollment number, a place for that over there where it will be easier for them.
See, what happens is, sir, can I add to something
please,
to it?
yes,
See,
yes.
even the common sense demand that if you are sending some paper to some institute, the common sense says that such details are to be provided on each and every page, because it is the responsibility of the cadet also that it reaches the correct place and gets accounted in the proper account. Anyway, we will also include in our next, when we take out the next edition of our deck cadet diary and this book, etc., we will incorporate those things. But otherwise also it is expected. See, even right from the class 5, people understand how to write an application. So you have to introduce that in which class you study, which batch you study, which section you study. So these things are very, I don't think why this kind of problem is there. It is common sense demands basically. Achha, now on these issues, what has been answered by Captain Uppal? Answered by Captain Varatkar sahab. Now, can Captain Uppal add something to it? Whether you have something to say on that?
Yeah. No, I think Captain Varatkar has has clearly given all the clarification on the queries raised. But I would like to tell you about the 6th semester, what decision has been taken in our working committee meeting. The 6th semester is MMD examination. What has been decided that the cadet who has finished 18 months of sea service and comes down for his 6th semester, he will be allowed to take admission in post-sea training, irrespective whether he has appeared in 3rd, 4th, 5th semester or not. But it is expected of him that before making an attempt in the written examination of the second mate, which is his 6th semester, he would have appeared in all the post-sea, that is 3rd, 4th and 5th semester. Once he has appeared in 3rd, 4th and 5th semester, he is allowed to appear for second mate written examination. I would also like to mention here that the oral aspect, that is the practical aspect of 3rd, 4th and 5th semester, will be taken together in the 6th semester along with his orals, which is being conducted by the internal examiner with an external examiner. So basically, when he comes for 3rd, 4th and 5th semester, he appears for his written examination of 3rd, 4th and 5th semester. Even if he fails in any of the semesters of 3rd, 4th and 5th, or even 1 and 2, he is allowed to appear for written examination of his 6th semester. He is even allowed to take admission in post-sea training of 6th semester without even appearing in 3rd, 4th and 5th semester. I mean, that arrangement, flexibility has been given so that the candidate do not wait and waste his time. But in case the candidate, after appearing for all these semesters, passes his written examination of second mates, also appears for his oral examination, in such a case, if he is unable to show the evidence of passing 3rd, 4th and 5th semester, his result will not be declared for the 6th semester. That means he now have to pass 3rd, 4th and 5th semester in order to get his result in the 6th semester. Once he does that, he gets a second mate certificate of competency along with the graduation of IGNOU. Now the question will come, in case a candidate do not pass the IGNOU exam, what will happen to such a candidate? I do not find that there will be any such candidate who will have such problem, but in case there is any, the only way out is that he will have to follow the notice of our MS notice, where he will have to then do additional sea service, which he is supposed to do, that is 30 months of sea service, and come and take his certificate. That's the relaxation being given, keeping in the present scenario of the acute shortage. We do not wish the candidate waste his time. So this arrangement has been made, and very shortly it will be published, and you all will know what I have just said to you, the arrangement being made. Thank you. Captain Doctor.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain Uppal, for this. I'm sure you have got some questions on that which can be addressed again in the last session, both from the audience as well as from the institutes which are participating in this session. Then there are academic questions raised by some of the institutes from Mumbai, and those are that syllabus, assignment, course handout and examination papers do not tally. They do not tally, and that they are different from what is mentioned in the syllabus. So we have first made the syllabus, and then we started this course. At that time, we started the course. When we started the course, we did not have the written material over there. Written material was given to various experts, like mathematics experts from IGNOU, physics, chemistry experts from IGNOU were given the material. They were given the syllabus generally. They have added something, maybe a little extra here, a little less there. So sometimes there is a little bit of a disparity among these things, particularly in the academic subjects, mathematics and physics, electronics, etc. Here, now as the written material on these subjects is handed out, written material will be the material that will be sacrosanct, and question papers will be set on that written material. They will not go outside the written material. The papers, when they are corrected, they will be corrected as per whatever is there in that written material. And at that time, to what extent the syllabus has been followed, to what depth it has been followed in that particular written material, because that written material has been written by experts, it has been edited thereafter, and it has been then published by IGNOU. It is final, basically. But we will not go into to what depth we have gone from in various topics. If there are any problems over there, directly please address it to IGNOU, and we will get over those problems, saying that this is going a little too far. So and so is not addressed. We would like to have it over there. There are certain things, certain topics which are, there is a problem as far as maths is concerned. There may be problem as regards the other things are concerned.
Can I add something to it?
I have not finished yet. Okay. By the time we complete the whole set of materials, you will find that what has not been addressed in the semester 1 material may be addressed in semester 2 material, and things will be very much clarified. This is, as I said, this course, which started in 2004, is undergoing validation process. And when the process of validation is going on, there is a continuous correction, continuous looking back, review of various things and improvements, which will continuously go on, I expect, till the end of 2007. It will have to go, because then by that time, those who went out to see, those who joined the PC institutes in August 2004 would be out, and a complete cycle will be over. And this will continuously be going on. Sir, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. See, ultimately our courses also gets revised. So when we are revising, we will go on collecting this kind of information, that what problems students are facing, what problems institutions are facing, and these cadets, when they go on SIP, they come back. Afterwards, even basically, they will be the persons who will be informing us that what had been our lacuna. So we will certainly incorporate, and we will try to improve our program, by which it really becomes a world-class program that increases the demand of our cadets world over.
So there, in addition to what I said, you have got a guarantee from Dr. Vyas now that things will be amended to your requirement, subject to the possibility of the passing of that particular thing by the academic council. We will not be able to go beyond that. That answers partially the second question also raised by the institutes from Bombay, saying that the depth of the syllabus is not clearly defined. Depth of the syllabus will be as per the written material that is being published, and nothing beyond that. And therefore the syllabus once the written material is published, syllabus goes into the background a little bit, or it is there in the foreground. I'm not saying totally in background, but it loses its present importance. People know how much to cover and how much time they can plan properly, etc. The next question is, some questions set in first semester is the same level as the first mate phase 1 or master's level. We must understand these are pre-C cadets and the level should be at pre-C level. The level is being maintained at the pre-C level. There was one question that came up during the last examination, whereby it was on it came in, I think, the mathematics paper. There was a particular question asked about Napier's rules, which is not being conducted at the cadets level, but it is being conducted only at the first mates level. But as a mathematics, in the particular syllabus, it was to be covered. Now, once it is covered, it is not such a great high level thing or whatever it is. But to whatever level that is to be covered, once it is published in the book, I don't see that there is any problem. Correction process can still go on. So those institutes which are saying, no, this should not be within the cadet syllabus, please do come back to us we will take it up with IGNOU and with the higher-ups and find out where the thing is. Now, as far as this syllabus is concerned, therefore, we have, 5 institutes had sat together and found out in Mumbai. Sorry, it was not made countrywide this thing, because you always had the last word over there, where once it is published on the website, then you could come back to it, and so that was also done. We had done the syllabus reconstruction, restreaming, streamlining, if it may be called, because change of syllabus is not possible. Streamlining of the syllabus, where some of these topics have been deleted, some of the topics have been subdued, made subdued, or whatever. And this syllabus has now been given to another forum, and that is to a committee working group, which has been where we have involved the ship owners also now. And we said that these are the changes that have to be taken place in syllabus. They are reviewing it right now. Director General of Shipping is also in picture. They have sent it across to this working group, which consists of ship owners, ship managers, and all the other training institutes, etc. Shipping Corporation of India is one of them. And they will be reviewing it and coming back to us. Then the syllabus, changed syllabus will be. It is not actually changed syllabus, streamlined syllabus will be again circulated to you, which will have all the corrections. Obviously, they have taken almost now 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I take it that they are doing a very good job of it, and ultimately giving to us something that will not again be required to be looked at for another 1 or 2 years at least. Practicals have no connection with theory portion. There are so many things which have to be done out at sea which have no connection with, and the theory related to that is not really given in details. But those have been put into practicals, and it is expected that when such practicals are being given, the person who is giving those practicals or in charge of those practicals will be giving a small basic theory of that particular topic to the cadets involved, so that they understand how it is relevant for them out at sea, and that is what is expected. We have said it again and again in all our meetings that it is necessary for the training is a dynamic process. The syllabus is a dynamic syllabus. It continuously goes on changing, and it should change. But as and when new practicals can be thought of, we are expecting that the institutes will come back to us and say, please add so-and-so practical and delete so-and-so practical. It is no more relevant now. And these practicals should be added, and the way it should be done is so-and-so. We will be extremely glad to get such queries from all the institutes and add on those practicals and change our practical syllabus. Institutes must decide this as to what is really required. We must, here at the end of this particular thing, academic session questions which are there, questionnaire which is there, I must emphasize on one point is that idea is not to make the cadet pass an examination of this syllabus, of this training, but idea is to make him an efficient junior officer on board the ship on day one, as the captain of the ship will want him. Today's captain is under tension and pressure because he says his continuous feedback that the institutes receive is that he is a substandard officer that you are sending on board the ship. Therefore, I have to start teaching him. Apart from doing my job, I have to teach him his job. By the time he learns his job, he goes for his mate's certificate after 18 months. And then another sample comes, and then a specimen comes, and then I have to teach him, and then apart from doing my job, therefore I have got another job of training him. This should not be it. He should not be a liability when he goes on board the ship. He should be an asset in as few days as possible. So that is how the training should be viewed at first 12 months as well as 18 months thereafter out at sea. And that's why the institutes are in charge, have been kept so that they can shape the cadet accordingly.
The question was his project work.
Yeah. What project work you will? Yeah, as far as there was a question that was addressed in the last session about project work, and I know in my where I was Captain Superintendent in Training Ship Rahman, how we used to address this project work was that the total of 30 or 40 hours we used to give them a project in the first semester and tell them that whether it's a book-based project or a library-based project or whether it is an actual drawing-based project where you can tell them to draw David and Lifeboat Falls and measure out your whatever that is there, or
Workshop-related project?
sorry?
Workshop-related project?
Workshop-related projects can be done, or whether it is architectural-related project, making models of various ships, models of ships in the past, models of lighthouses. You can get, there is enough work. It's just imagination is what you have to use.
MacGregor hatches.
MacGregor hatches of different types or whatever it is. You can have any amount of such projects given to them. They can do. We have up to now been giving that liberty that 2 of them can do a project together, or some of them can do the project together and then explain thereafter. These projects, according to me, should be displayed at the end of their when they are passing out, saying that the projects done by the 40 students are so and so on tables in your conference hall or wherever it is, saying that, and then you should encourage them by giving them some prizes and awards for the best projects and things like that. And as I said, you just got to use your imagination. There are so many of them that can possibly be. So we'll take the questions on that again if you've got any problems. We have finished the academic questions which have been asked by the Mumbai institutes. There is some projects that, some queries from Chennai. I hope you are listening, Captain Somasundaram. Captain Prasad, very good afternoon to you, sir. National Maritime Academy from Chennai, queries for IGNOU DGS training. Under Section 7 of CRB, a candidate has to complete additional shipboard tasks dealing with 6 different types of ships, depending on the type of ship in which he is serving. These have to be completed during semester 3, 4 and 5. Some of our candidates are serving with Mediterranean Shipping Company which have got only container ships. This means these candidates have to complete only 8 tasks relating to container ships during all the 3 semesters. No, they will have to complete all the tasks which are related to the general ship as well as the container ships in addition to that. That will be what your candidates will have to do, sir. The remaining ship-specific tasks can be apparently ignored by them. They cannot be ignored. They will have to find out either from whatever sources that they have, libraries that they attend to, or whatever it is, as to what those questions, the answers to those questions are, because that may be asked to them in the orals for their second mates, because those will be particularly asked in the orals for second mates, because the surveyor knows that he has what he is good at, and whether he is really able to find out something more about the other type of ships would definitely be asked by them in the orals. Remaining ship-specific tasks can be apparently ignored by them. No, some other candidates are likely to serve in 2 or 3 different types of ships during 3 semesters. That means they have to write all the tasks of 4 different ships. Yes, if a candidate today, it is the companies normally are putting the cadets on at least 2 different types of ships. But if they put them on 3 different types of ships, such as a bulk carrier, a tanker, and a container ship, then in that case he has to write down all the tasks related to these 3 types of ships, the normal general ships, as well as the other 2 types which he has served, and he should be completing those tasks also, along with the regular tasks. If the above assumption is correct, then different candidates will be writing different number of ship-specific tasks. Yes, ships are different, and the questions are ship-specific. Different cadets will be writing different ship-specific tasks. The idea is not to generalize everything, because then otherwise we have the then they go haywire. So now,
So he says about evaluation also in that. So as you were telling to me earlier, that basically they have to see whether he passes or he doesn't pass. So where is the question of evaluation? Because you are not doing any relative grading there.
Which I have covered already in the previous answer.
The same fashion it will continue.
Yeah, okay. Then should we submit assessment of these tasks at the end of each semester, or only at the end of semester? End of semester, no. The assessment of the task is done every 3 months by the institute. You will be sending the quarterly reports to the institute about how many hours of watchkeeping have you done, how many hours of cargo watches you have done in the last 3 months. Institute is supposed to monitor this. Then have you completed how many tasks then institute will see whether or not this fellow is likely to complete 80% of the task within the stipulated period, go back to the company, tell them, sorry, your master over there is not giving him time for tasks, please allow your captain to, because generally cadets have to fight their own battle on board the ship to get time enough for doing these tasks, and if institute should help by going properly to the company saying that it's your cadet and please tell your, because you have no connection with the master at all. Master, as you know, can be an Indian, he could be Chinese, he could be any nationality, and some of them don't really have any feelings as far as the this particular cadet is concerned, wanting to really do his best, but they have to fight against all odds over there, I'm sure, and they're doing it very well to our knowledge. More and more masters are now realizing that unless they train these people, they will not be able to be of help to them. And they are the ones who will help them and relieve their stresses, and rather than complaining about stresses and tensions, also try and put some of your energy into the training of the people. During the earlier teleconference, we were told that the candidates have to maintain a diary for their daily activities. Yes, every day diary must be kept by them for their daily activities. Kindly clarify when this diary has to be submitted. This diary will be submitted by the cadets to the institutes who will endorse them, first of all to their masters who will sign it, or STO who will sign it when he is getting off from the ship, and thereafter it will have to be endorsed by the institute as and when the cadets come to the hometown, and then thereafter it will be submitted to the orals examiner for him to have a look at what he has done. And the diary must be kept every day. As you will notice from the training book itself, the columns for the watchkeeping are very small over there. So there it will be the summary of what the cadet has done, signed by the STO, that he has kept a watch from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock on so and so day, it has been signed over there. But what he has done in details, maybe he has taken some bearings, he has taken sights, he has taken there were some engine movements during that time, there were course alterations during that time. All this you will find in the diary, and therefore there will be a diary, and the record book will have to match at the end of this. And if they are not doing it every day, it will not be possible for the cadets to maintain that diary afterwards and write it afterwards, get it signed afterwards. That's not possible. It has to be done weekly over there on board the ship before they get off. Those are the questions related to the academics, and I think then I will hand over now to Dr. Vyas for the queries regarding the administration.
Yeah, we will take up all these things, and since we have next session as well. Now, in the meantime, can I request Captain Uppal whether he wants to add anything beyond what Captain Baratkar has already explained?
Thank you, Dr. Vyas. Captain Baratkar have actually spoken everything about what the queries were raised. I have already informed you with respect to the 6th semester. If you have any queries, please keep it ready for the next session. With regard diary, I must say that it is a very important element in cadets training, because this is the one diary which makes an examiner check the authenticity of the record book with respect to what work he has done on that day. So it is a very important element of the assessment, and it must be kept with maximum details possible. That is all I have to say
so
in this
what
respect.
I can add to it is, basically training institutions are our eyes and ears. Isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Because you see now, and when you put questions to us, what I would expect that rather than putting a question, you suggest us. We will try to incorporate all these things for our betterment. See, we have to develop a system. That is one thing. Then, as was being said regarding, there was one point on which I would say, like you were saying that whether they will be asked questions on other SIPs related tasks also on which they have not served. So yes, they have to, as was informed. But there, what I can submit is that, see, these cadets, once they are on SIP or anywhere, no, they must be interacting with their peer group, They have access to library or some shipping journals, must be there.
Yes, yes.
And then, see, internet is a boon basically. You make use of it, and once they make use of it, they must know all these things. Once you try to learn more what you do not know, because that is how the progress of the cadet will also take place. Because today you are working in one company, maybe another company may offer you a better opportunity, but for that you may be lacking, because they may be operating different kind of ships. So it is in the interest of the candidates, these cadets, that they must learn all these things, and they must be, so they have to answer such kind of questions also when we take the examinations. Then we have, I think, 2-3 minutes. So I am now answering the questions raised by Chief Engineer Kohli Saab regarding how we operate while allocating the cadets to an institution. See, our system is very transparent, and we all must understand that a student is really a king. We are all here because of our students, cadets, and they are not because of us. That we must understand properly. Now, when we conduct these entrance tests, we take their 5 choices. Then, depending upon the sanction strength of the institutions and the demand for that institute in order of their merit also. Supposing that there are 200 candidates, they have opted, say, for T.S. Chanakya, for example. Now, T.S. Chanakya may be having only 80 seats. So, though they all may opt for T.S. Chanakya, but even then now ultimately the remaining candidates have to go somewhere else. So, then we will see that what is the next choice given by that candidate. And this demand, etc., they will be, see, demand and supply. You have more number of seats, less demand. Certainly the vacancies will be there. You have more number of candidates, which is more than, of course, the availability of seats. In that situation, certainly all the institutes will be getting the candidates. But we can't force the candidates that, no, you must join that. So we are asking them up to 5 choices. Afterwards, if we are not able to satisfy him, then we certainly allocate at different places. Now, this question we will be again taking in the next session also. We will continue answering this, how we operate, and what should be done by, say, as it was suggested by Kohli Saab, that everybody will opt for T.S. Chanakya. So it is not that, because you see, T.S. Chanakya also has a limitation, or ARI is also having a limitation, and for that matter even Aquatech will be having a limitation. Supposing that your capacity is only 40, now 200 people are demanding Aquatech. So only 40 can be allocated, but after that 160 will go somewhere else. So we will take up these issues, we will continue with this discussion in the next session also, and then we will come to the administrative issues. Of course, in the administrative issues there are certain, still there are academic issues, basically it is difficult to separate them. So we will continue discussing, and in the meantime we take a break for just 15 minutes. You all can have your tea or whatsoever, and discuss further what to put before the panel, which need to be discussed in the next session. So thank you very much, and hope you have enjoyed till now, and we will continue our next session just after 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.